Hello again, everybody. Zack Attack is here by Atakline for this Tuesday, February 16th, 2016. Hope everyone had a great weekend. I had to make an Atakline yesterday. There was not a lot of news to say yesterday because it was President's Day. So not a lot of news came because it was federal holiday. That's why I didn't make an Atakline yesterday, but I'll make one. Especially the aftermath of the Grammys, which I'll get to. But first off, sit down and make an Atakline yesterday. Do what I would do if I did make one on a Monday. Talking about my DJ gigs I did over the weekend. Thursday and Friday I had gigs. Only 2 gigs instead of like last week was like 5 gigs. But it was only a low workload. Thursday I did a basketball game. OHS girls game against Grosse Pointe North. That was a very tough game. Both games, the JV and the varsity game, was very tough games, very tight games. And very exciting games with victories for both JV and varsity girls teams. But it was not just special, it was a special game, not just for that. But also because we had 2 Special Olympics basketball teams from Oxford and Rochester. They are going to be in a tournament, and Mobile had a special fundraiser for them, and they had an exhibition game during halftime, which was cool. They had a couple things, like I said, fundraisers for them, including a 50-50 raffle. I actually won one of the 50-50 prizes. And being a Special Olympian myself back in 97, I was like, I gotta give back. So, I get money back, and so did the other person that won. And after the game, the Olympians stayed and had a little dance off with the basketball players, and even the coaches got down, so it was a fun way to end the game with the Special Olympians getting down with the players when I was playing Hit the Quad and Watch Me Nay Nay. So that was a fun game. So then Friday, after that terrific day, that was it. Friday was a daddy-daughter, not daddy-daughter days per se. It was another school thing for elementary school. This time it was a pajama glow dance at Plumbrook Elementary, bringing in the Utica schools. So I've been a Mobile guy for so long. Used to DJ at Chip Valley. But now, I get to DJ for Utica schools, starting with the elementary schools. Did Grammy last week, then this past week, did Plumbrook, and it was a pajama glow dance. It was informal. People with the pajama. Hey, I wore my Coca-Cola pajama pants. I kind of dressed for it. And it was fun. Obviously, I Watch Me Whip It, Nay Nay. They had to play that one twice because it was so popular with the kids. And obviously did like Cha-Cha, Cupid, Cotton Rock, Can-I Joe, and all the usual line dances, but also do like Uptown Funk, Cheerleader, Bieber, and we played like songs that were kind of old a couple years ago, but I still get good receptions for them. Call Me Maybe and What Makes You Beautiful by One Direction. They were requested at Grammy, and they were also requested at Plumbrook too. So it's kind of cool to get those requests out. So it's a fun weekend. 2 great gigs this past weekend. I have 2 gigs only again this week. Friday I got another daddy-daughter dance, this time at Emmett Middle. DJ'd it last year, which was awesome. So hoping for another great one there. Saturday, Hell's Our Home Biker Club. This time, it's their Valentine's theme, their February winter event for the Detroit chapter. And it's not at the clubhouse, it's at a hall. So there you go. Should be a fun weekend. They're on with your number ones. Start with your number 1 movie. Big weekend for Deadpool. Lady broken records everywhere. Like, records was like smashed across the board. The biggest President's Day opening of all time. It made $150 million 4-day total. 3-day total was $130 million. It had the biggest weekend for President's Day, beating the record of 50 Shades of Grey's $85 million 3-day record. That was last year's record. And it was at the largest opening weekend ever for a rated R film, beating the $91 million of The Matrix Reloaded back in 2003. The largest R-rated comic book adaptation opening weekend, being $370 million opening. The largest winter season opening record, beating the $89 million of American Sniper, and having the largest opening weekend ever for 20th Century Fox, beating the $108 million of Revenge of the Sith Chapter 3, Episode 3 of Star Wars back in 2005. So congrats to Deadpool. Big weekend for them. Zoolander bombed big time, only making $13 million. Well, How to Be Single made $17 million. Not better showing, but when you go up against Deadpool and got destroyed, it bombed big time. The 3-day totals. That was 3 days. 17 million for How to Be Single. Zoolander 13 million. 4 day. 15 million for Zoolander. 19 million for How to Be Single. 4 days. So there you go. Now we have a new number 1 movie. We also have a new number 1 album too. And new number 1 single. Well, a new old number 1 single. First things first, to the new number 1 album. Third number 1 album in less than a year. Future and his surprise album debuted at number 1. The album, which is named Evil. I like Future, especially at the club. You know, sold about 130 million. Million. You don't sell millions of albums in a week anymore in the album world. 134,000 sales. 100,000 pure album sales, not from digital. So our Future debuted atop the charts. Bieber kicked off Zayn, following Zayn kicking him off last week, debuting at number 1 with Pillow Talk. Bieber reclaimed the number 1 spot. Love Yourself kicked off Zayn. So congrats to Bieber, back on top. Had a very decent Grammy performance last night. We don't get to that. Well, 21 Pilots is number 2. So congrats to Bieber and Future on your number 1s. Now, onto my thoughts on the Grammy Awards. Now, I did not make a proper Grammy review last night. My rule to myself is if I don't watch something live, I don't make a review of it. I just give my overall thoughts on the Future Atakline or Attack Sports, like I do. If I don't watch a UFC event live, I talk about it during Attack Sports. So, Grammys were up against Raw last night. Wrestling show. I was like, ugh. So I watched Raw live because Grammys were kind of depressing last year. Audible Forwards were like, oh, I'm going to make you cry. Let's talk about rape. Let's get Obama on. Buzzkill. This year, Grammys-wise, the ratings were good for the most part. More in line with last year with 16 million overnight rating. Little off from last year's 16.7 million overnight rating. 6-year low. And it aired live on both coasts. But my thoughts on the show, yeah, once again, I said it's my Grammy review last year. There was more sad, depressing songs than dancey songs. More mid-tempo songs like The Bounce is Off. But last year, we had more stupid slow song performances. This year, I didn't mind them this year. There were a lot more better performances this year than last year in my mind. Before I give my thoughts on the performances, though, big winners. Kendrick Lamar, who had the best performance of the night. He won 5 Grammys, including Best Rap Album, avenging his loss to Macklemore a couple years ago for Best Rap Album. He also won Best Rap Song and Best Rap Solo Performance for All White, and also winning Best Rap Song Collabo and Best Music Video because he appeared in the video for Bad Blood by Taylor Swift, who won the biggest one of all. She won Album of the Year over Kendrick. Now, yeah, I agree. I think Kendrick should have won. I think a lot of people would probably argue that Kendrick Lamar should have won. Hell, Don Cheadle almost pulled a Kanye. Speaking of Kanye, of course, as we all know now, Kanye released his album over the weekend, The Life of Pablo, including a line that said, Taylor Swift, I would have sex with her, I made that bitch famous. Taylor was not too happy about Kanye claiming that he made her famous for that famous VMA moment. She had a little swipe at Kanye during her Grammy speech for Album of the Year. Said, anyone who wants to underline your success and take responsibility for it, fuck him, basically. She didn't say that, but you know what I meant. She kind of like throw some shade on Kanye during that speech. And she also won Best Pop Vocal Album and, as mentioned, Best Music Video. While a lot of her friends won too, including Ed Sheeran winning Best Pop Solo Performance, and I thought Girl Crush or See You Again would win, but I'm very delighted that Thinking Out Loud won. Because I love that song. I love playing that song at gigs, especially Danny Donna dances. Although we did not get a sweep of record and song of the year like last year, because Sam Smith won both record and song. This year, record was different than song winner. Record of the year winner was Uptown Funk, which was deserved, which was produced by Jeff Bashker, which was your Grammy-winning producer of the year, non-classical. Other big winners, Megan Trainor winning Best New Artist for only one hit. I think Cardi Barnett should have won. Because sometimes Grammys are more for a popularity contest. They focus more. The last couple years, they focus more on commercial success than critical success. Unlike 10 years ago when Eminem had the biggest album of the year, commercially, yeah, he lost to Noah Jones and Steely Dan. 2 separate years. Also, Chris Stapleton won 2 awards. He won Best Country Album and Best Country Solo Performance. But Little Big Town, although didn't win Best Country, did not win Song of the Year. Girl Crush did win Best Country Song and Best Country Duo Group Performance for Girl Crush. I think Alabama Shakes also won a couple awards, winning Best Rock Song and Best Alternative Album and Best Rock Performance. And Best Non-Engineered Album, Non-Classical Engineered Album. So, big night for those groups. The awards, Weeknd also won an award for Best R&B Urban Contemporary Album for his album, Beauty and the Madness. So those are some of your big winners. From last night's award, Amy Winehouse documentary won the Best Music Film. Now my thoughts on the performances. Yeah, like I said, there was a lot more samba songs this year, like last year, but off balance, but they weren't as bad as last year's samba performances. There was a lot of like cancellations, like Rihanna canceled. She was supposed to perform last night, but she had vocal problems, so she wasn't able to make it. I don't know if she would have helped anything. And as I mentioned, the best performance of the night would have to be Kendrick Lamar's performance. Like, I'm a disc junkie. I like commercial songs, but I do like real rap because I like Ice-T in Public Motherfucking Enemy. And Ice Cube, too, in NWA. And Kendrick Lamar's been a very prolific street rapper. He's like real rap, not pop rap like I play. And he had an intense performance last night. I was watching my 60-year-old dad, who's my roadie, and he kind of liked it. He didn't like it as much as I do. Like, I'm a young person. I kind of understood his performance more than someone my dad's age. My dad knows a lot about music because I taught him because he's my roadie. But there's still some things that he doesn't like music-wise. Like, he likes Kendrick. He liked the performance, but he didn't like it as much as I did. And a lot of people did. And I like the whole jail thing in the beginning. You know, I like the whole entire piece. You know, like the sets and the fire. Going to all white, that freestyle at the end with the multiple camera shots. God, that was crazy. That was an intense performance. And like I said, the most top performance of the night. A lot of people had their reaction to the performance. Saying, a lot of people, including Piers Morgan, said that Kendrick stole the show. Everyone was like blown away, powerful. It was intense performance. Another great, a lot of tribute performances. The Eagles tribute to Glenn Frey didn't really hit the mark. A lot of energy missed in that performance. Jackson Brown didn't sound good on that song. I know he co-wrote it and all, but they needed more energy to that performance. I've seen the Eagles live with Glenn Frey. I know they had more energy to that. We had the David Bowie tribute. A lot of people debating about the performance of Lady Gaga. Her tribute to David Bowie. Some calling it showboating and Vegasy. With a lot of songs and so many, like 10 songs in 6 minutes. But I liked it. I liked Gaga's tribute to Bowie. I thought she did a really good job of it. There were the constraints and all. I like the intro with her with the graphic. Intel kind of powered the performance with the graphics and stuff. And I love what they did in the beginning with the face paint of Ziggy. Leading up to Space Oddity. Then doing Ziggy Stardust, a little bit of Suffragette City. That's the thing. She did a little bit of each song and go on to the next one. That's why I know some people don't like. And I knew there'd be some people that didn't like it. But I'm one of those people that did like it. You know, the technology was great. The graphics were cool. The lighting was cool. And then doing Suffragette City, her piano was like tilted. I like that too. And I liked her hair in it too. You know, like I said, some call it showboaty and Vegasy, but I liked it. I like Gaga's performance. Also, the BB King tribute was good too. The Chris Stapleton, Bonnie Raitt, Gary Clark Jr. singing "The Thrill Is Gone." Love that. It was soulful and true. I also like the Alexander Hamilton from the Hamilton cast. That was cool that they would broadcast. First time ever they broadcasted from Broadway in a theater, a currently ongoing Broadway musical, and I thought that was cool that they did that. Makes people want to see it. It makes people want to see that musical tour of the country. Especially here in Detroit, we have the Fisher Theater here that gives a lot of musicals that tour. Like, I think Chicago's in the Fisher Theater right now. I want to see that. Because I saw the movie. The tribute to Maurice White. That was a cute set with Stevie Wonder and Pentatonics. A cappella rendition of That's the Way of the World. I thought that was cool. The Lemmy tribute kind of felt flat. I like Hollywood Vampires. A lot of sound issues. Especially with Adele. With her All I Ask. I love that performance, but the sound problems kind of mauled it. Because I noticed in the beginning, it was like, I heard this little noise from the piano that sounded like a bad guitar. I don't know, later on, it was like the mic was too low in the piano. That's why I caught that little ding, ding, that annoying noise. I'm like, ugh. So there was some problems doing that. Adele was so distraught, she ate an In-N-Out burger, as she wrote on Twitter. She skipped it at the party. She was kind of depressed by that performance, being mauled by technical issues. Yeah, there's a lot of clanging noise. That I thought it was a guitar at first, but it was turned out to be later on a piano. And then you had a lot of collabs with artists collaborating together. James Bay and Tori Kelly's performance, yeah! James Bay's voice was rough the first couple minutes. Then you had Sam Hunt and Carrie Underwood doing song together, mashing their two songs together. It was okay performance. You also had Andra Day and Ellie Goulding's performance of Wise Up and Love Me Like You Need. That was okay as well. Then a lot of Winty tribute. Got a lot of people jumping after a couple slow songs. That was when the Tori Kelly thing happened. All those slow songs happened. And a lot of Winty tribute had people bouncing. No dancing on the ceiling though. But yeah, great performances from Luke Bryan, John Legend, Tyrese, I for Enthusiasm on Brick House, and Megan Trainor, the newly brunette. Or auburn-haired Megan Trainor. Wow. She looks so different without being blonde, you know. And she delivered good. Of course, they all led up to the all-star finale with Lionel coming up to do All Night Long. And Demi Lovato, too. I thought Hello was too big for her, but you know what? She did good on Hello. So it was a great night of performances. A lot more better performances than last year. The Pitbull finale kind of felt out of place. I like Pitbull. And Sofia Vergara, who showed up during that performance. But I thought that finale was like, they were saying Pitbull's going to end the show. I'm like, it's going to be out of place. And guess what? It did feel kind of out of place. Because everyone's leaving. You know, so. And also, love Little Big Town's Go Crush. They done an Emmy Awards show. But I love their arrangement of it. With the strings and everything, you know. It was an awesome arrangement. The rock arrangement of Where Are You Now by Bieber with Jack Hughes, Skrillex, and Diplo, that was okay. A little noisy with the sound issues, but not bad of a version. Being more rock heavy. The original was a little better, but the rock version is still decent. So that was my thoughts on the Grammys. I shall end with some, speaking of people dying, like a little blip. Last night, during the Grammys, Vanity, one of Prince's former proteges, died at the age of 57 in Fremont, California. That she was in a hospital, according to her family. That she was in a hospital on Saturday night after years of health problems related to her kidneys. Apparently, kidney failure was one of the causes of death. Of course, she led the Prince group, one of his various side project groups besides the time, Vanity 6. But then as she was supposed to be in Purple Rain, but she was famously replaced by Apollonia, who would then not only become Prince's on and off screen flame, but also take over for Vanity 6, making it Apollonia 6. But as Vanity 6, she had a hit with Nasty Girl. So there you go. Rest in peace to you, Denise Matthews, aka Vanity, because I'm a big Prince fan. So I had to acknowledge her death because she was one of Prince's proteges, one of his many proteges. So R.I.P. to you. And condolences to the family for sure. And speaking of tributes and deaths and stuff, a lot of people, when I was like watching performances, I'm like, they had a Glenn Fine tribute, David Bowie tribute, B.B. King tribute. There was no proper tribute for Natalie Cole aside from her blip in the in memoriam segment. A lot of people weren't happy about it, especially Natalie Cole's family wasn't too happy. But Natalie Cole not getting a proper tribute performance from the Grammys as they did to everybody else who passed away in the last year. E. Marie's White, who died 2 weeks ago, got a tribute performance from Pentatonix and Stevie Wonder. So there you go. And that is it for the Atakline for today. Very late because I had to talk about the Grammys, so I didn't get to make a proper Grammy review. With that in mind, you've been attacked by the news from Zach. See you later. Yeah.